Hi there, welcome back to Swordhaven, dear friends and deep thinkers. We've just talked to Eris the Troubadour and this strange barbarian guy here, Kedarain. They're about to be hanged, and we kind of want to stop that here in Grainhold, because there's really no evidence. We should talk to two people. We should also find some guy, some boy here in the forest. But we've tried that again and again, not found, so we're going to talk that out first. The boy will probably survive, we hope. And yeah, let's just have a look, right? First, we might want to go to Oscar's house, as it's so close, and talk to Oscar, this guy. I've supposedly seen one of them. Hey there, Oscar. The peasant curses under his breath and hitches up his belt to keep his pants from sliding off. What do you know about Fimon's murder? That no-good barbarian did it. I saw him dragging poor Fimon straight out of town. Tried to stop them, but by the time I fetched my axe, they were already gone. I hope they hang him by a short rope, so he can dance a little jig before the abyss takes him. I can't shake the feeling you're prejudiced against barbarians. If you mean, do I hate them? Heck, who doesn't? Those good-for-nothings razed my mama's old village to the ground in a raid. She was lucky to get out of there alive. I understand, but look, don't I detect a bit of barbarian blood in you? His eyes flare with rage so hot you think for a moment he's going to jump you. That's a heap of rubbish. My papa came from proud Cudonian stock. Gets his emotions under control. He died during that same raid with me still in Mama's belly. I will say nothing. Then ask your questions about the murder and keep it moving. I ain't got the time nor desire to jabber about random nonsense. Okay, yeah. When did you see them leaving the village? Can't really recall. Was it night time? Nah, it was during the day. Yeah, the sun was up high for sure. Oh, okay. The barbarian forced Fimon to go with him, or did he go voluntarily? I reckon old Fimon was forced. Oh wait, was he? Sorry, memory is all foggy. I don't know. Something about this doesn't feel quite right. Too bad, cause that murdering son of a fox is gonna hang. Okay. Also a polite if somewhat clumsy parting bow.
Nice and smooth.
Okay. We'll ask the old woman. What do you know about Fimon's murder? She doesn't respond. Either she doesn't want to discuss it. Doesn't hear you at all. Perhaps it's both. So we could probably ask anyone. Let's still go to the inn first. That's the inn here. Let's go into the inn here. Was that the inn? I think it was it.
Uh-huh.
Let's first ask to Vigele. Do we know any... about Fimon's... Oh, it was a grisly thing. The lad was butchered like a winter hog, and for what? The devilish dastard that done this deed deserves to be hanged upside down and left to the crows. Okay. I mean, yeah. That gave us no info at all. Where's Trust, though? This guy? What do you know about Fimon's murder? I was here when this tragedy happened, and I know that 2 people were jailed for it. One of them lived in this very inn, but that is all I can tell you. Okay.
Fine. I'll do it.
Where the heck is Stress now? Has he disappeared? There's Mr. Shady Character. Maybe he knows something. What do you know? Oh, who's murder? Oh yeah, I had someone talking about that. Happened before I arrived. Where's Stress now? He was here. Ah, here. Stress the Minstrel. Here we go. What do you know about Fimmons murder? I loathe speaking of such gruesome matters, but I'm sure the village commoners will appreciate that I do indeed have a song about recent events in the works. I mean, who would have guessed that the law would so swiftly apprehend the slayer of that ill-starred innocent Limon? Or was it help me out here, Kimmon? I simply must turn this into a ballad. What? Concentrate and tell me what happened the day of the murder. Takes out his lyre. Life oft imitates art, and on that faithful eve it evoked my famous ballad Stress's possession. The stars were dim and murder was afoot. He touches the strings and they sing to his words. I fell asleep at dawn, lulled into slumber by thoughts of performing in Swordhaven. It wasn't until evenfall that I awoke. Okay. What did I see? Why, the murderer himself, that hateful spoony-barred heiress sleeping nearby, his mockery of a hat stained that most vivid red. The very colour of blood, the life-bearing humour that only the most uncouth of men desire to spill. You were sharing a room? Well, we're both musicians. When we found ourselves visiting the same town, we decided, in spite of any minor personal differences, to save a little money by splitting the rent. What are these differences? Creative ones. And, well, no, I guess that's all. We're about to say something. Come, my friend, you can confide in me. Oh, very well, some time ago we were both courting the same woman, a very wealthy widow. But while my interest was purely romantic, that cad was only in it for the money. Eris' serpent tongue helped invest me, but the widow ultimately chose some vulgar nobleman as her new pet. Neither of us won, but as you might imagine, a lingering resentment remains. When did you wake up? Early evenfall. I was sleeping during the day, you see. Why? I must confess the murderer and I had been drinking the night before, a time-honored pastime among bards. Can you tell me about Eris? He's as artless as a greasy tallow catch. I would have thought him too cowardly for murder, but deep down everyone knew Eris would snap sooner or later. Snap? Yes, think about it. The man's talentless, unpopular, and none of his peers respect him. To top it all off, he prefers to entertain drunks at peasant weddings, rather than the noble and moneyed. I mean, we all do that occasionally, but Eris made a career out of it. I say career, far too grand a term for that lumpkin. And what would made him snap? The utter pointlessness of his tacky existence. What else? I see. As I already mentioned, the vile Eris was snoring, his bloodied hat perched atop his crown. I inquired around the inn, and quickly discovered that foul murder had been committed on that very day. Took me a couple hours to muster enough courage to lift the hat from the still sleeping beast's head, and rush to see the bailiff. And that's the whole story. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an epic to compose. Nicodemus elbows you and says in a low voice, "My boy, do you remember speaking with a dye merchant earlier? He mentioned having lost a rare red pigment." Minstrel quickly interjects, "Excuse me, I didn't quite catch what you were saying." I just remembered an interesting coincidence, or Nicodemus did. A dye merchant who happens to be staying at this inn told us he'd lost the bright red pigment. So red, in fact, one might even mistake it for blood. The minstrel turns pale. Well, him losing such a thing is of course unfortunate. Agreed, but it's also rather convenient, don't you think? I'm sorry, where are you going with this? You didn't by chance find it yourself, did you, Stressed? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I did find it in the dust along the roadside, and it's mine by finder's rights. Interesting. What worries me is what you used it for. Oh, nothing in particular. Perhaps I shall use it to paint my lyre? Do you mind showing me the dye, then? Well, I don't have it anymore. All right, all used up. Used on what? I seem to have forgotten. You put the paint on the hat. A fie on you. Yes, all right, Eris is innocent. I was trying to do you all a favor, by the way. That man's music is almost bad enough to kill a few more months of his malfeasance, and whole crowds would fall dead from his cacophony. Hmm. You disgust me. To doom a man over something so trivial. I know, there was bad blood between me and Eris. I wasn't thinking straight. But when the deed was done, I was too ashamed to tell the truth. Do you know who really killed Fimmon? No, honest to dragon this time. Right, you're coming with me. No! Don't you understand? Now the bailiff will hang me instead. He raises his hands and starts chanting something, a spell perhaps. Let me go, I say with dread. If you refuse, I'll hound thy head. As shadows loom, a curse I'll throw, so heed my words and let me go. Cut the baffle gap. Surely you don't think that I'm that stupid. Yikes! What's that over there? You quickly turn to see what he's pointing at so excitedly. Just then the treacherous minstrel produces a lit firecracker. Catch! Blinded by the flash, you rub furiously at your eyes with one fist while throwing punches at the air. The other, meanwhile, stressed escapes. That bloody songster. Just wait till I get my hands on you, Gah! You finally open your eyes. The malicious musician is long gone. But you did gain valuable new information for the bailiff.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, now we have to talk to Oshkar again. Oshkar, yeah. So that these two poor guys don't get hanged.
Gonna see what's out there.
There was Oshkar. Let's talk to him about this barbarianing thing again. Wasn't there this woman sitting somewhere here? Yeah, this woman sitting. Oh, that's the bailiff here. Wait there, Mr. Bailiff.
I'm on it.
This is Oshkar's house. There should be someone sitting here at the porch, right? There's a kid. Ever heard of Rundlet Cracket? Oh my goodness. Yes, I have. It was terrible. Mr. Bailiff man. There's also this sharpened stick, right? I spoke with a witness to take on their stories. That no good Strazd faked the evidence using a splash of stolen paint. Of course, the old fake blood trick. I should have guessed, especially since there's a dye merchant in town. But what about Oshkar? Oshkar's kind of sketchy at best, but I couldn't catch him out on a specific falsehood. Neither could I, what a shame. Kind of like that barbarian son of a fox. That's all I could find out. Where's that lying minstrel? I hang him for spreading dangerous falsehoods. Just escaped somehow. That slippery snake. Get his punishment sooner or later, Tuxedo. I still think the barbarian fellow is innocent, but what can you do? Somebody's got to pay the piper. Speaking of payment, here's 50 dinners for your time. Thanks, man. What do you think about buying magical talismans to protect the village? Like a whole lot of them. Dealing in magical artifacts is illegal. You should know that. I mean protective charms and what. This is Nolki's doing, right? That fellow's been hounding me about talismans for a while, for quite a spell now. Yeah, so I thought. Let me tell you something. That fellow's attic is more than a mite cluttered. Ever since his daughter ran off with some barbarian scallywag, I sympathize, I really do. But there ain't no reason to squander Grainhold's treasury on a bunch of phony charms. Nolki may have lost his mind, but I haven't. Not yet, anyway. What should I tell him? Tell him I said no. But I also saw a giant footprint outside the village. Right, I'm sure that's Nolke's work as well. He must have left it there, just to tempt us into buying his wild ramblings. Now go, I don't have much patience for pointless chatter. Okay, there's still the barbarian. There's Eris, we could talk to Eris. Mate, I'm at a loss for words. You saved my hide. I didn't do to win favors. Repay me and we'll be even. Thanks to a few irresponsible decisions, I'm currently flat broke. But if I offer you my company, just until I can repay my debt? Yeah. What are you good at? Aside from my brilliant compositions, in my many ventures I've learned a bit about knife handling, daggers and such like. One should always have a weapon ready out on the road, and I find the lightest, most discreet protection works best. But who knows? Maybe you'll teach me something new. Folks say I'm a quick learner. Okay, welcome aboard, Eris. This is the start of a great friendship. Lead the way, Chief. Okay, we have Eris the Troubadour. I would even take the most sketchy man out for blood. He also needs yeah, we have a legendary quality. He has absolutely nothing, so
still here.
We'll have to get him something. What can he do even? Eris the Troubadour. He can do everything a bit. Wow, he's really good at bladed weapons. What is this man? He's super good at fighting. 117 in bladed weapons. We need a sword for this man. And 78 in martial arts. Look at him, what the heck? What the actual... Uh-huh. You could bring him to Grandmaster, but I'm not sure. This guy is out of this world. Yeah, we'll distribute his points later. We have to find more about Oscar. There was Oscar right here. Ah yeah, we had to go a little bit more in. Oscar. And Nolke might have... Hey, Oscar. Okay. Not doing much. There's Smakovka.
Okay.
There's that sharpened stick. In this chest there might be evidence. We should have talked about this barbarian thing. Maybe we can catch Nolke, or maybe...
Gonna see what's out there.
Burby, the herbalist. Maybe she has seen something. New die, seriously, that can be a customer. Okay, you don't have to believe it, but the birds told me he wasn't killed by a man at all, but by, I don't know, something else entirely. Thank you. Okay, let's talk to Nolke. Maybe he knows something about this giant.
I'm on it.
Man. Hello there. What do you know about Fimmon's murder? I'm telling you, some dark force No man is that evil, I guess some are, but I still think it was, just so you know, the bailiff refuses to believe you. It's expected, damn it. All right, there's another way to prove my honesty. I'll remove the protective charms, and you can stay the night in my house. That way, when those foul hairy legs came a knocking, we'll kill them dead. Okay. You sound like a clever fella. I'm sure that no foul fairies, goblins, or even chaos monsters stand a chance against you. Okay.
Still here.
And we've got a new level. Okay. I really want to learn about bladed weapons, but I more want to learn about bluff and persuasion, I got to say. Yeah, let's click that new level thing. We want to do more haggling. We want to do more bluffing and more persuasion. And maybe we could also intimidate. Not sure about that. To be honest, I would rather haggle more. Lockpicking would be good too. And 1 point in that weapons. Yeah, no more bladed weapons for me. Let's go for more ranged weapons instead. A far earshot. Earshot. Make space. Death whistle. Panic. Confusion. Yeah, let's learn that confusion thing. Accept that. We're a little better now.
Aye. Fine.
So was that Nulki's house now? Still think we should give him maybe something to fight with. Yeah, I know what. We'll give him that weapon. And we'll take the training longbow. And the arrows. You take that, Mr. Troubadour.
Quickly now. It's locked.
Oh, it's locked. Okay. That was Nulki's house, right?
I'm on it.
Okay, where are the hairy legs now? Or did I get that quest going now? The farmer and the hairy legs. I spent a night at his house without his protective charms. Okay, I mean... Alright, let's do that. We'll loiter. We'll loiter more. And nothing better to do than pace back and forth. The wait is interminable, each minute oozing like a molasses river. But then... Oh, shoot! Strange encounter. Your uninvited guests are humanoid and covered head to toe in thick matted fur. There's one other fuzzy thing about them. For some reason you cannot focus on their features. Try harder. Creatures grow still more vague with your efforts. Meanwhile, Nulki approaches them as if enthralled. But what are you doing here? How? I had nearly given up hope. This is wrong. The shapes, the angles, nothing makes sense. It's as if you're shouting into an empty wilderness. At the same time, Nolki murmurs to no one in particular. They're here, safe and sound. So Ma was wrong. Grandfather didn't slaughter that hairy leg. He took her as his wife. Oh, Pa. But why did you pick my little Culver first? We'll keep listening. We'll focus on the figures. Finally, you're able to make something out. The creatures are semi-transparent, like shadows. Strangely three-dimensional shadows, surrounded by a bluish nimbus. Their features are a mix of simian and feline. What? Star cats. We keep listening. She was ready. Oh, now I understand. But how did you change? How can I join you? I mean, I can join you, right? We'll observe. Just follow. That's the whole secret? I can do that. We'll stop him from leaving. You're about to pounce when a crippling pain splits your skull. Like a lightning bolt, it burns through your brain from top to bottom, forcing all thought and motivation to retreat into deep darkness, where they serve you not at all. We will concentrate. Your mind is a fortress, and although the foreign prisons left a crack in the walls, it could not punch through. Whoa. What the heck was that?
Uh-huh.
I want to rest now. Let's rest.
I need a bite to eat.
Why are you encumbered now? We could give something to Eris. He has nothing. Yeah, give that over to him.
Huh?
That was super weird.
Gonna see what's out there.
Nolki! By the gods, thank you for chasing them off. They were right inside my head. I think they won't be any longer. You're truly a gift from the dragon. If I were alone, their silent voices would have compelled me. They were that close. They wanted me to go, to join my family. Join your family? What? My pa and daughter, the apparitions, put a picture in my brain of where I could find them. Sirneklu Cave. It's a cursed hole several days' journey from here in the western foothills. Looks at you imploringly. It had to be a lie. There's nothing but barbarian raiders and giant spiders in that wilderness. I bet they were hoping I'd die on the journey. He can't seem to convince themselves. Who are they exactly? Vile visions sent by the hairy legs, of course. His voice trembles and he stares down at his feet, unable to look you in the eye. Doesn't quite sound like you believe that. I don't know what to believe. Those visions. They said that they are my kin. Thanks to my grandpa's hanky-panky with a hairy leg, every one of his line is fated to turn into one. But that it could happen much faster with a little help from Fey magics. So after Pa learned it, he returned for me and Nessa. Pa, it's all caught swell up. The demons were like trying to befog me, that's all. But if that's true, wouldn't that make your grandmother a hairy leg? Dragon forbid, that is too weird to even consider. Still, it could very well be true. I think you need to come to terms with that, possibly. Let's not dwell on it, please. What do you know about this cave? Honest folk have no need to go there. Everyone knows it's a spider's den. Where can I find it? Here it is, just before the mountains. Okay. You think the hairy legs might be in there? They might. It's been said they come from the uncharted territories beyond the western peaks. So I reckon if they cross the mountains, they need a base from which to send those apparitions. Can I get a reward for helping you? A part of my grandmother's legendary sword. Wait, before you reply. This relic could be used to improve your own sword, I swear. Alright, got it. Don't bestir yourself. I'm sure them critters have already taken flight. And if I'm wrong, then do what you will. Nod and leave him be. Don't let anything bite your backside, you hear? And thanks again. Okay. Okay, let's talk to the bailiff again. There's this barbarian that we need to pick up too. Somehow we need to get him. I'd really like to have a barbarian on board. But who knows? Who knows, right? Hey, Mr. Bailiff man. I heard you need help dealing with a gang that's been causing you grief. Ah, it is true. I'd be grateful if some passing hero delivered justice to those thieves. Do you want to hear the details? What are we talking about? Price for the bandits leader's head is 250 dinars. Wow. Had my eye on Velniop Slattern's head ever since that scoundrel and his band of misfits started robbing people around Greynote. Down bandits scatter like crows the moment they catch sight of my lads. I don't have the numbers to pin them down, but since Velniop and his crew mostly target foreigners, lone travelers and small groups, you might have a chance of finally tracking them down. Can you tell me about him? He used to peddle fake gemstones by the docks in Swordhaven until the Patrician Guard caught wind of his misdeeds and decided to cut off his hands as punishment. The bugger lit out before they could nab him and drifted to the wilderness near Grainhold. Right quick he got himself a new gang and a new gig. Bully-ragging innocent pilgrims on the high road. Okay. Wow. I mean, decapitation is a bit crazy, right? That's a bit crazy to me. Simply shrugs. Okay.
Nice and smooth.
We need to find something more. Maybe we can still free that barbarian or find that child. Hey, child. Tell my parents, but I don't want to be a farmer. I want to be a lumberjack. Okay. Salutations. What can Cory at the Wealthy do for you? Doesn't seem very enthusiastic about offering his services. Probably because it's just a common greeting. In fact, you sense he'd be more than happy if you left his property. Well, what can I do for you? You see, I'm looking for work. That's tough luck for you. I ain't hiring. Perhaps you know someone who is. There's plenty of folks in the village who'd appreciate someone chopping wood for them, pulling out weeds, but not we. I keep my farm in order. Even bought some poison last I was in Swordhaven. Take care of the daggerfangs and crows. Can you answer me something about the village? I'm hardly the fellow to ask. Don't you go find one of the village gossips? Always seems to be plenty of them around. But do you know about Fimmon's murder? I heard my neighbor Oskar saw some barbarian chap leading that poor fella out of the village, but that's a whole lot of phony, if you ask me. You mean he's lying? I don't mean nothing, just saying Oskar ain't the sharpest knife in the block. Besides, he's got a special hatred for barbarians for some reason. You talked to the bailiff, I reckon. What time did he say Oskar saw this? At midnight. Strange, I thought it was way earlier than that. Whatever, I still stand by my word. I don't believe he's telling the whole truth. Thanks for your opinion. That's all I know. If the bailiff tasks you with unraveling this gruesome story, my advice is to give Oskar another shot. By the way, why didn't you speak up if you knew Oskar was bearing false witness? It ain't my headache nor my piece of cake. Oh, got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
There was a woman around here somewhere. Or was that just the other child? Okay. His brother sets dung on fire. And you. Bar? Is that what you witnessed? Bar? Is that all? Okay. I thought there was someone else here, but I think it was just a child, probably. So, are we at Oscar's again? Or where are we here? I always miss Oskar somehow. The bailiff was hanging around here. Oscar's here.
Fine, I'll do it.
Special hatred for barbarians. We'll talk to that again. Well, Oscar, from what I've heard, there might be a few inconsistencies in your account of Fimon's murder. Mind explaining that to me? Are you saying I lied or something? No way, that was the purest truth I told you. I start away from your gaze. It seems he's considering how to answer. Oh yeah, now I remember. It was my mama. She's always hanging around outside and she saw the whole thing. Her heart told me all about it. It's like I was right there. So... you didn't see anything? Great. You lied to the bailiff. No, it ain't so. I just forgot to mention it was Mama who saw the whole thing. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Excuse me. Your son told me you witnessed a barbarian leading a young man, Fimon, out of the village. Proper of nothing. The woman starts humming some old tune. Okay, she's alive. My observations are correct, and they almost invariably are. The old dear is stricken with blindness, deafness, and I would wager a titch of moonstruck folly. Or she's a good actress. Return to your attention to the elderly woman. If she's putting on an act, she's certainly committed to do it. Gently shake her shoulder. You touch her arm, she opens her mouth, and for the first time you hear her cracked and weedy voice. Is that you, Oscar? I'm all right. Don't worry. I'm just thinking back on older times. Nicodemus shakes his head. It's perfectly clear. The old woman isn't all here. We'll take our leave. It seems Oscar's account may have fallen short of the truth.
Gonna see what's out
Yeah.
there.
That means I think we can free the barbarian. If we know where the bailiff is, that means... Hey, deputy, where's the bailiff? Can you tell me where the bailiff is? Do you know about Fimon's murder? If we'd been more vigilant, it would have never happened. How can just 8 of us protect a village the size of Grainhold? That's 3 guards in town and 5 patrolling the area. Puh. I mean, there's like 40 people here. Should be able to guard that, but... Okay, where is the bailiff? There's the bailiff.
I'm on it.
Bailiff is standing around here. No, that's not the bailiff. Ah, the bailiff is on another fence. Ah, yeah, his fence post. Hey, Mr. Bailiff man. About that gang that was... No, yeah, give me the details. I friggin... Why couldn't I... Katarine awaits his grim fate. Why can't we...
It's locked.
It's locked. No, we can't talk about it again with a bailiff.
Still here.
We got to somehow free this man. It's a bit of an odd design that you cannot... Like, I wanted to clear up the thing with Eris, and then I wanted to clear up the other thing. Not both at once, right? What are we gonna do?